Jamie Carragher, where are you, man? I heard a lot of talk, a lot of negativity about Saudi. Oh, Bernardo Silva, I can't believe it. Oh, it's a disgrace. It needs investigating, this league, etc. Steven Gerrard's gone. He used to carry his boots and his bag at Anfield to games. Your boy has gone over there. I've not heard a peep out of you. I've not heard how disappointed you are. I want to see him say, I can't believe Stevie's gone there. I'm actually buzzing for any of the guys that have gone out to Saudi. Because it's Saudi, people are going mad. But all these other countries and leagues over the years have done exactly the same thing. Jamie Carragher, where are you?
Stephen, new manager of Saudi Arabian Pro League club Al Ittihad. What first attracted you to this multi-rich, unlimited pots of gold billionaire club?
Of course. Look, I'm finding it very tough to keep my emotions in at the moment. I really am. This is my dream come true. Everyone knows when I was a young boy playing football on the streets of Liverpool with me Al Ittihad kit on. I dreamt of leading the boys out at the, what's it called? The Prince Mohammed Bad Stadium. That was always my dream. I grew up in a little village just outside Saudi Arabia called Hypocrisy, and that's why I'm here. It is my dream to manage Al Ittihad. It really is, and it's got honestly, that's my reason for coming here. It's got nothing to do with the £482 million I'll be getting paid a week. Yeah, of course.
Right, and do you actually know anything about the Saudi Pro League, Stephen?
Yeah, of course. I'm a massive fan of the Saudi Pro League. I've not missed a game since the league started 25 minutes ago. Some of the teams, Al Nasser, Al Shabab, Al Hilal, Al Pacino, Al Murray, Al Gore, and You Can Call Me Out by Paul Simon. We'll challenge all these teams and get in that top 25. Yeah, of course.
Well, the players must be very excited. You are a big name. Have you managed to speak to any of them since your arrival, Stephen?
Yeah, of course. Today we had a training session. I wasn't too happy with the boys. I said to them I wasn't too happy. They weren't really understanding my instructions. So I said to them, look, it's very important now that the English language is learnt. So I've promised the lads I'll go and do an English course tomorrow and learn the language because they couldn't understand the word I was saying. They didn't understand any of my methods, which, to be honest with you, is exactly what happened at Aston Villa. So it's not the first time, and that's why Villa went out and got an actual, real, proper football manager and binned me, and that's why I'm here. This is my level. Yeah, of course.
Last season wasn't great. Al Ittihad finishing one place behind Al Fatih.
I thought Wayne Rooney was coaching in America.
No, Stephen, I said Al Fatih, not A Fatty.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant, Al Fatty. Listen, I promise all 22 of our fans that we'll close the gap to 16 points next season. Yeah, cool.
Well, one of the absolute GOATs plays out here, and rumours are you met up with Cristiano Ronaldo. What did you say to him, Stephen?
Yeah, of course, I met up with Cristiano Ronaldo and I just said 4 words to him. Wayne Rooney says hello. Obviously that was straight after the 2 left uppercuts and the right jab to his head, the goofy blade. Yeah, of course, I'm here for the dough.
Well, of course, all of a sudden, Saudi Arabia has come into the picture, has it not, in terms of a destination for the top footballers in the world football. Benzema is there, and N'Golo Kante, it said, is going to be there. We know that Cristiano Ronaldo is already there. It seems there's going to be a whole bunch of them going to head out there, not least because of the ridiculously huge amounts of money on offer. And then we turn our attention, Simon, before we hit 12 noon today, we'll touch on this. Is it a destination for some of the big name managers here in England? It would seem so. This fella's not in work at the moment, but he's certainly a big name. Steven Gerrard. Steven Gerrard, we hear, could soon be appointed by the Saudi Arabian side Al Ittihad about becoming their new manager. He's been out of work since he was sacked by Villa last October. And during his time at Villa, he won 13, drew 8, lost 19 of his 40 in charge. What about Al Ittihad? Do they pull up trees? Not really. Finished 7th in a league of 16. What's your take on this? is it the perfect place for Gerrard to rebuild, if you like, after the disappointing experience at Villa, and to rebuild, if you like, away from the spotlight?
Rebuild his bank balance, maybe. Yeah. And that needs to be done. I don't see that. Depends what case you want to make. I don't see that anybody with any serious significance is going to look at Steven Gerrard's achievements in Saudi Arabia, if that's where he's going to go, and say that would be a blueprint for us to reappoint him back into a major domestic league. I think that Steven Gerrard is not a big-name manager. He's a big-name footballer, and he comes with that legacy. But when you look at the body of work, Rangers, OK, they got a title back, but it wasn't a brilliant time for 3 years that it was there. It was a good time. It lifted the relevance of the Scottish Football League because Steven Gerrard went in there, got back and stopped Celtic from doing what they wanted to do for a period of time. Yeah. But it didn't leave much of a legacy. And then you go into Aston Villa, and I don't think he, despite when he went there, I said, I don't think this is the right fit for him. I got more of the gravitas and the presence of Steven Gerrard in the manner in which he conducted himself, but he proved himself to be inefficient as a manager. So he's going there to do what? I don't see that as a gateway to get him back into being a major football manager. It's one thing, my friend Rafa Benitez, going over to China, taking a big bag of money and really not having much credibility in football terms. But he'd already done that. He'd already had the credibility. Yes, he'd already achieved things as a manager. Yeah. We already knew, despite the fact I think he's a divisive sod, that he was a very capable football manager. Right?
So where should Steven go? If he's not going to Saudi Arabia, what?
Depends what he wants. I mean, if he wants to be a serious football manager and be capable of managing at a serious level again, he's going to have to go and perhaps do a little bit of an apprenticeship that he's never done, which is perhaps manage a slightly smaller side that's going to be built with him and start to achieve something that represents what Steven Gerrard's brand of football is, what his idea for football is, what skill set he brings to the equation, and all those things need to come to the fore. By going to Saudi Arabia, he's going for money. There must be, if Scott Parker can find a job in Belgium, if other managers can find a job around Europe, then there's more commendable ways of managing in football to give yourself some credibility and credence to get back to where you must want to be if you want to be a football manager. Or Steven Gerrard might see the opportunity and say, well, look, it's just a purely financial decision. It's not a football decision. It's not a decision that gives him a gateway back to being considered to be an elite football manager.
Precisely.
That's my only. It's not. There's no criticism implied here. Steven Gerrard can do whatever the hell he pleases. Yeah. But if people want to index him into a conversation where going to Saudi Arabia is a pathway to becoming back into the fold of being considered a top manager, I don't see that.
No, because it begs the question. All right, what's after that? Does it really matter if you end up top three in Saudi Arabia?
If Steven Gerrard was offered a commensurate manager, a commensurate package of a top championship manager or bottom-tiered Premier League manager in Saudi Arabia, he wouldn't go there. He'd be going, what am I going there for? Right? It's not really much of a competitive league. It's not really going to elevate my status as a manager. So then you change the dynamic and say, would you go to Saudi Arabia if I pay you more money than God? Okay, I'll go there then. So it's not a football decision, it's a financial decision. And anyone wants to dress it up as something different is misrepresenting the motivations. Yeah. And they might be misrepresenting it Steven Gerrard, or they might be kidding Steven Gerrard into the idea that somehow this is a gateway back into being considered at the table of managerial vacancies when an opportunity comes. Because right now, I don't think that's the case.
I wonder if the dynamics are changing in Saudi. I mean, he is still a current very big name.
Yeah, he is.
In football.
But not as a manager.
No.
Do you think of him as a big name as a manager?
No.
We can't.
I was thinking the next step for Steven Gerrard, surely, after the disappointment of Villa, right, I'm going to damn well show what I can do. I'm going to say here, mid-table in the Championship, I'll get them up, whoever that is. I'll get them up. Well, again, that would have been the next project in my way of thinking.
It depends. Yeah, I mean, obviously, but we can't legislate for Steven Gerrard's way of thinking. That Steven Gerrard has come out of an environment where there's a lot of expected of him, and people thought he was going to be a shoo-in for the Liverpool job. Now, that's dusted. Yeah. Right? That's gone. That ship has now left the dock if it ever was there, in my view.
He never thought he was either, though, to be fair to him. That was all said about him.
Maybe, but there's a tendency to, if you read enough things about yourself, to start to subscribe to the view that others have of you. Yeah. So you have to be careful in that mindset. But he went to Rangers, took a big job on at Rangers, did it okay. It wasn't brilliant, it was okay. They got a title back, and that has to be commended. But the Villa job is where the jeopardy lay, and you've now seen the night and day. Get a manager in, knows what he's doing, finish in Europe. Get a guy that's got a big football reputation, but nothing besides that, get yourself into a spot of bother. with the players, with the performance on the pitch, with a disenfranchised fan base, and a potential relegation.
Yeah.